There will come moments in life when everything around you feels like fire. The pressure gets heavy, the obstacles get bigger, and the pain feels like it might break you. In those moments, many people run away, many people quit, and many people decide that the dream is not worth the struggle. But the truth is that greatness has never been created in comfort. Greatness is born in struggle. Greatness is shaped in pain. And greatness is revealed when a person decides to fight through the fire instead of running from it. Every powerful story you have ever heard started with someone going through something difficult. Nobody wakes up one day and suddenly becomes strong. Strength is built in the moments when life pushes you down and you choose to stand back up. The fire you are facing today is not there to destroy you. It is there to transform you. Just like gold must go through intense heat to remove its impurity, your life sometimes has to go through intense struggles to shape you into the person you were meant to become. Too many people look at the fire and think it is a sign to stop. They think the pain means they should turn back. But what if the fire is actually proof that you are getting closer to your purpose? What if the struggle you are facing right now is preparing you for the success you have been praying for? You see, the process is never comfortable. Growth has never been comfortable. Becoming better requires sacrifice. It requires discipline. It requires the courage to keep moving even when everything inside you is telling you to quit. Pain is a strange teacher. Nobody asks for pain. Nobody wants pain. But pain has the ability to teach lessons that comfort never could. Pain teaches you resilience. Pain teaches you patience. Pain teaches you how strong you really are. When life is easy, you never truly discover your potential. But when life becomes difficult, when the pressure rises and the fire starts to burn, that is when the real you begins to appear. Many people talk about success, but very few people are willing to endure the process that leads to success. They want the victory without the sacrifice. They want the reward without the work. But life does not work that way. If you want something extraordinary, you must be willing to go through extraordinary challenges. The road to greatness is not smooth. It is filled with obstacles, setbacks, disappointments, and moments where everything feels like it is falling apart. But here is what you must remember. The fire does not last forever. Hard seasons are temporary. The struggle you are facing today will not define your entire life unless you allow it to stop you. Every storm eventually runs out of rain. Every night eventually gives way to the morning, and every moment of fire eventually gives birth to strength. When things get difficult, most people slow down. They hesitate. They doubt themselves. But the people who succeed are the ones who make a different decision. They decide to keep going. They decide that their dream is bigger. They decide that their purpose is more powerful than their pain. And that decision changes everything. Sometimes fighting through the fire simply means taking one more step. It means waking up one more day and refusing to give up. It means believing in your future even when the present feels unbearable. It means holding on to hope when everything around you looks hopeless. There will be moments when you feel exhausted, moments when you question whether the struggle is worth it, moments when quitting feels easier than continuing. But those are the exact moments that define your destiny, because the difference between people who succeed and people who fail is not talent. It is not intelligence. It is not luck. The difference is persistence. The difference is the willingness to keep fighting when everyone else has stopped. Your struggles can either break you or build you. The choice belongs to you. You can look at the fire and see destruction, or you can look at the fire and see transformation. Every challenge you face has the potential to make you stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever before. But only if you refuse to give up. The fire also reveals something important about your character. When everything is easy, it is simple to stay motivated. It is easy to be confident when things are going well. But real character is revealed in difficult moments. Real strength is shown when you keep going despite the obstacles. When you refuse to quit despite the pain. Champions are not created in comfortable environments. Champions are built through adversity. They are shaped through failure. They are strengthened through struggle. Every setback they experience becomes a lesson. Every obstacle becomes an opportunity to grow stronger. Think about the people who have achieved greatness in life. None of them had an easy journey. Every one of them faced moments where everything seemed impossible. Every one of them experienced rejection, disappointment, and failure. But what made them different was their response to the fire. Instead of allowing the struggle to defeat them, they used it as fuel to push themselves even harder. You have that same power inside you. The ability to rise above challenges is already within you. The strength to overcome adversity is already part of who you are. Sometimes life just places you in the fire so you can discover that strength for yourself. Do not allow temporary pain to make permanent decisions for your life. Do not allow fear to stop you from pursuing your purpose. The path may be difficult, but the reward on the other side is worth every sacrifice. Imagine the person you can become if you refuse to give up. Imagine the strength you will develop if you continue fighting through every obstacle. Imagine the story you will be able to tell when you finally reach the other side of the fire. One day you will look back at the struggles you are facing today and realize they were necessary. You will realize that the fire did not destroy you. It prepared you. It shaped you. It made you stronger than you ever thought possible. Victory always belongs to those who refuse to quit. It belongs to those who keep moving forward even when progress feels slow. It belongs to those who are willing to endure temporary pain in order to achieve lasting success. So when the fire appears in your life, do not run from it. Stand firm. Face it with courage. Use it as an opportunity to grow stronger than you have ever been before. Because on the other side of the fire is the person you were always meant to become. Keep fighting. Keep pushing. Keep believing. The fire may test you, but it cannot defeat you unless you decide to surrender. As long as you refuse to give up, the fire will only make you stronger. Pressure has a strange way of changing people. Some people feel it and immediately look for a way out. They look for comfort. They look for safety. And they do everything they can to escape the weight that is pressing on. But there is another kind of person, a person who understands that pressure is not always the enemy. Sometimes pressure is the very thing that creates power. Sometimes the weight you feel on your shoulders is the force that is shaping you into the person you were meant to become. Think about it for a moment. The strongest steel is creating extreme heat and pressure. Diamonds are not formed in calm, peaceful environments. They are created deep within the earth under incredible pressure over a long period of time. Without that pressure, the diamond would never exist. Without the weight and the heat, it will remain just another ordinary piece of carbon. In the same way, the pressure in your life is not always meant to break you. Often it's meant to build you. But the challenge is that pressure does not feel good. When life becomes heavy, when responsibilities increase, when expectations grow, it can feel overwhelming. It can feel like the world is closing in on you. It can feel like you are carrying more than you were ever meant to carry. And in those moments, it is easy to believe that the pressure is too much. It is easy to believe that the struggle means you should quit. The problem is that many people misunderstand pressure. They see it as a sign of failure instead of a sign of growth. They believe that if things become difficult, it means they are on the wrong path. But the truth is that pressure often appears when you are moving towards something important. Pressure appears when you are stepping into a greater level of responsibility, a greater level of purpose, and a greater level of potential. If you want a life that is ordinary, you can avoid pressure. You can choose comfort. You can stay in places where nothing challenges you and nothing stretches you. But if you want a life that is meaningful, if you want to accomplish something great, pressure will become part of your journey. It will become a constant companion that pushes you to grow beyond the limits you once believed were permanent. Many people admire successful individuals, but they rarely understand the pressure those individuals had to endure. Behind every achievement is a story of sleepless nights, difficult decisions, and moments of intense doubt. Success looks beautiful from a distance, but the process of creating that success often involves tremendous pressure. Pressure forces you to grow. When everything is easy, you rarely push yourself to improve. When life is comfortable, you stay in familiar routines and safe habits. But when pressure enters your life, you are forced to adapt. You are forced to learn. You are forced to become stronger because the situation demands more from you than you have ever given before. Sometimes pressure shows up in the form of responsibilities. Maybe people are depending on you. Maybe your family needs you to step up in ways you never expected. Maybe your dreams require sacrifices that feel uncomfortable and exhausting. The weight of those responsibilities can feel overwhelming, but they are also opportunities. There are opportunities for you to develop strength you never knew you had. Pressure also appears when you chase a dream that is bigger than your current abilities. When you set a goal that challenges you, there will always be moments where you feel unprepared. You will question whether you are capable. You will wonder if you are strong enough to handle the journey ahead. That feeling of uncertainty is pressure, and it is part of the process of becoming better. The truth is that pressure reveals potential. When you are placed in difficult situations, your mind and your spirit begin searching for solutions. You begin discovering abilities that were hidden beneath the surface. Skills that you never developed before suddenly begin to grow because a situation requires them. Without pressure, many people would never discover what they are capable of achieving. They will remain comfortable, never realizing the strength that was always inside them. Pressure wakes that strength up. It pushes you to go further than you thought possible. It forces you to rise to a level that comfort could never produce. There will be moments when the pressure feels unbearable, moments when you feel like giving up would be easier than continuing. But those moments are often the turning points that define your life. They are the moments where you decide whether pressure will break you or transform you. Some people allow pressure to defeat them because they focus only on the pain it creates. They think about the stress, the fatigue, and the frustration. They see the weight of the situation, but they fail to see the opportunity hidden within it. They allow the pressure to convince them that they are not strong enough. But other people respond differently. They look at pressure and see a challenge instead of a threat. They understand that the weight they are carrying is preparing them for something greater. Instead of running from the pressure, they learn to embrace it. Embracing pressure does not mean that the struggle disappears. It does not mean that the journey suddenly becomes easy. What it means is that you begin to see pressure as part of the process rather than a problem to escape. When you adopt this mindset, pressure begins to change you in powerful ways. It sharpens your focus. It strengthens your discipline. It pushes you to develop habits that support your growth. Instead of wasting time and energy on things that do not matter, you become more intentional about the way you live your life. Pressure also builds resilience. Every time you face a difficult situation and refuse to quit, you become stronger. The next challenge that appears will not feel as overwhelming because you have already survived previous struggles. Your confidence grows because you begin to trust your ability to endure hardship. Over time, you start to realize something important. The pressure that once felt unbearable has actually made you more capable than you were before. The challenges that once seemed impossible have become stepping stones that helped you grow. This is the hidden power of pressure. It transforms ordinary people into extraordinary individuals. It takes someone who once doubted themselves and turns them into someone who understands their own strength. However, this transformation only happens if you choose to fight through the pressure instead of surrendering to it. Pressure will always give you two options. You can either let it crush you or you can allow it to shape you. Choosing to fight through pressure requires courage. It requires the willingness to face discomfort and uncertainty. It requires the determination to keep going even when progress feels slow and the results are not immediately visible. But the reward for enduring pressure is incredible growth. Every challenge you overcome adds another layer of strength to your character. Every difficult moment you survive increases your ability to handle the next challenge that life places in front of you. Eventually, you begin to realize that pressure was never the enemy. It was a teacher. It was a force that pushed you to become stronger, wiser, and more determined than you ever imagined. The person you are becoming through pressure is far more powerful than the person you were before the pressure arrived. The struggles that once seemed unfair are now shaping you into someone capable of achieving things that once felt impossible. One day you will look back on the moments when the pressure felt overwhelming. You will remember the sleepless nights, the difficult decisions, and the moments where everything felt uncertain. And you will realize that those moments were not meant to destroy you. They were meant to reveal you. They were meant to show you just how strong you could become when life demanded more from you. They were meant to prove that you were capable of far more than you believe. Pressure does not last forever, but the strength it creates can last a lifetime. If you choose to fight through the weight instead of escaping it, you will discover a level of power within yourself that you never knew existed. And when you finally emerge from the pressure stronger than before, you will understand something that many people never learn. The very thing that once felt like it might break you was actually the force that made you powerful. Most people fail not because they lack talent, not because they lack resources, and not because they are unworthy. They fail because they quit at the exact moment they are about to break through. That's the truth. Life has a way of testing us when we are on the edge of transformation. The fire becomes hottest right before the transformation begins. If you have ever felt like giving up, like the obstacles are too big, or like the struggle's too much, I want you to understand that those moments are not signs to quit. They are signals that you are closer than ever to the breakthrough you've been waiting for. You see, most people don't quit at the beginning. They don't quit when the journey is easy. They quit when the journey gets hard. They quit when the first signs of resistance show up. They quit when the pressure increases, when the path becomes uncertain, and when the fire of challenge becomes uncomfortable. But that's exactly the moment when persistence matters most. That's the moment that separates those who achieve greatness from those who settle for mediocrity. The fire doesn't get hotter to destroy you. It gets hotter to refine you. Every obstacle, every challenge, every setback is a test of your resolve. And every time you choose to push forward when quitting feels easier, you are building resilience. You are building the mindset of someone who refuses to be defeated by circumstances. You are building the discipline that will carry you through the rest of your life. Many people underestimate the importance of endurance. They think that talent alone will get them to the top. They think that luck will carry them through. But the truth is, endurance is often more important than ability. You can have all the talent in the world, all the skills, and all the opportunities, but if you quit when it gets hard, none of that matters. Endurance is what turns potential into reality. Endurance is what turns dreams into achievements. Endurance is what allows you to survive the fire and come out stronger on the other side. The reason most people quit at the hardest moment is simple. It hurts. Life can feel overwhelming. Pressure can feel unbearable. Responsibilities can feel too heavy to bear. But here is the secret. Pain is not the enemy. Pain is the signal that you are growing. Pain is the signal that you are moving beyond your comfort zone. Pain is the signal that you are stepping into a new level of possibility. The fire becomes hottest right before the breakthrough because the next level of your life is waiting for you. If you look at any story of success, you will see the pattern. Every great achiever faced moments when quitting seemed like the easiest choice. Every great leader faced moments when the weight of responsibility seemed too much. Every person who has accomplished something extraordinary has been to the edge of surrender. But what separated them from those who failed is that they decided not to quit. They decided to take one more step when it felt impossible. They decided to fight through the fire when the fire was at its hottest. Quitting is easy because it provides instant relief. It provides a temporary escape from the discomfort. But relief without endurance is temporary, and the consequences last forever. If you quit, you will always wonder what could have been. You will always wonder what would have happened if you had taken one more step, pushed through one more obstacle, or endured just a little longer. The pain of quitting lasts longer than the pain of fighting through. Endurance is not passive. It is not waiting for circumstances to get better. Endurance is active. It is the choice to continue, to push forward, to keep moving even when your body is tired, your mind is exhausted, and your spirit is tested. It is the choice to trust yourself and your purpose even when the world around you is chaotic. Endurance is a decision that you will not allow the fire to stop you. When the fire is hottest, that is the time to double down, not back down. That is the time to focus, not falter. That is the time to remind yourself why you started in the first place. Your goals, your dreams, your purpose, these are stronger than any momentary discomfort. Every person who has ever achieved something meaningful has done so by refusing to quit in the face of extreme pressure. They understood that the most critical moment is often the last moment before the breakthrough. The fire tests your commitment and the fire tests your belief. It tests whether you really want what you say you want. Because anyone can say they want success when things are easy. Anyone can dream when everything is smooth. But when the fire hits, when obstacles appear, when failures occur, the dreamer becomes the doer. And that transition only happens if you refuse to quit. Quitting is easy because it doesn't require courage. Fighting through the fire requires courage. The courage to face fear, to face doubt, to face uncertainty. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is action in spite of fear. And the fire is the ultimate test of courage. When life is smooth, courage is not required. But when the fire blazes, courage becomes essential. Without courage, you will be tempted to surrender. With courage, you find strength you didn't know existed. Resilience grows in the moments of struggle. Every time you face a challenge and keep going, your capacity for endurance increases. Every time you confront difficulty and refuse to quit, you learn something new about yourself. You discover that you are stronger than you thought. You discover that your potential is greater than your circumstances. And you discover that the fire, while intense, is temporary, but the lessons it leaves behind are permanent. The fire is not random. It is often a signal that something significant is about to happen. Life tends to test us just before major breakthroughs. The greatest victories often come immediately after the greatest challenges. The most inspiring transformations occur after periods of intense pressure. This is not coincidence. It's life's way of preparing you for the next level. The fire is a signal, not a punishment. It is in the moments of greatest struggle that character is revealed. It is in the moments when quitting feels easiest that the strength of your determination is tested. Most people give up because they focus on the discomfort instead of the outcome. They focus on the heat of the fire instead of the promise of transformation on the other side. But those who succeed see the fire as a forge, not a furnace. They see the struggle as an opportunity, not a threat. You must understand that the fire is temporary. The challenge you are facing right now will not last forever. The pressure, the struggle, the pain, they are not permanent conditions. They are temporary circumstances designed to shape you, refine you, and push you toward your potential. And if you choose to endure, if you choose to fight through the fire, you will emerge stronger, wiser, and ready for what comes next. Every step forward in the fire builds momentum. Every act of persistence strengthens your resolve. Every time you refuse to quit, you are reinforcing your identity as someone who is capable of enduring difficulty and achieving extraordinary results. Momentum is built not during moments of comfort, but during moments of challenge. The fire, while uncomfortable, is the engine that drives that momentum. Sometimes the fire is external, comes in the form of opposition, criticism, or difficult circumstances. Sometimes the fire is internal. It comes in the form of fear, self-doubt, or the desire to give up. Either way, the principle remains the same. The fire is hottest right before the breakthrough, and that is when endurance is most critical. The human spirit is remarkable. It has the capacity to endure far more than most people believe. But that capacity is realized only when tested. When life feels easy, the spirit is untested. When life becomes challenging, the spirit is tested and resilience is born. Pressure, struggle, and fire are not punishments. They are opportunities for growth. The key is mindset. How you view the fire determines whether it destroys you or strengthens you. If you see the fire as an obstacle, it will feel unbearable. If you see the fire as an opportunity, it will feel like a challenge you are capable of overcoming. The most powerful people in the world are those who see every difficult moment as a chance to grow stronger, smarter, and more capable. Remember, quitting is a decision. Fighting through the fire is also a decision. Every day, every moment, you have the opportunity to choose endurance over surrender. You have the opportunity to take one more step when it feels impossible. You have the opportunity to rise above discomfort and push forward when others would stop. That decision changes everything. When you make the decision to fight through the fire, you begin to realize your own strength. You begin to understand that the pressure is temporary, but the power you gain from enduring it is permanent. You begin to see that the struggle you once feared is actually the vehicle that will carry you to a higher level of achievement. The fire will challenge you. It will push you to your limits. It will test every ounce of your patience, every bit of your courage, and every fragment of your determination. But if you refuse to quit, if you embrace the struggle instead of fearing it, you will discover a strength inside you that cannot be shaken. The fire may be hot, but your spirit is hotter. And here's the most important truth. The fire is often the final test before your breakthrough. The moment you feel like giving up may be the exact moment you are about to step into something greater than you ever imagined. The breakthrough is often one more step beyond the point where most people quit. If you push forward just a little longer, fight a little harder, endure a little more, you will arrive at transformation that the fire has been preparing you for all along. The fire teaches endurance, resilience, courage, and strength. It separates those who are willing to fight for their dreams from those who are willing to settle for less. It transforms ordinary people into extraordinary individuals. And it reminds us of one undeniable truth. The hottest fire comes just before the greatest breakthroughs. So when you feel like quitting, when the struggle feels overwhelming, when the weight feels too heavy, remember this: the fire is hottest right before the transformation begins. That is your signal to keep going. That is your cue to push harder. That is your opportunity to prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. Keep fighting, keep pushing, keep enduring, because the fire may be high, but your potential is hotter. And on the other side of that fire, your breakthrough is waiting. Struggles are part of life, and every human being experiences them in one form or another. Some people face challenges that feel small, while others face obstacles that seem overwhelming. But one thing is certain: how you respond to these struggles determines the trajectory of your life. Struggles are not meant to weaken you. They are meant to fuel you. They are not meant to stop you. They are meant to push you forward. Every obstacle, every hardship, every moment of resistance is opportunity to turn your struggle into fuel for your future. For your future. When life gives you challenges, it is easy to fear. It is easy to look at the problems and focus on how impossible they seem. It is easy to think about how unfair life is and feel the weight of disappointment pressing down on you, must make a conscience down on you, but that is the moment you must make a conscious choice. You can either let the struggle drain your energy and your hope, or you can use it as fuel to propel yourself forward. The choice is yours, and the most successful people in the world are the ones who choose the latter. Struggles have a way of revealing what is inside of you. They show your strength, your resilience, and your determination. They reveal your mindset and the depth of your commitment to your goals. But more importantly, struggles give you the opportunity to convert pain, frustration, and setbacks into motivation. When you learn to do this, you create a powerful energy that no obstacle can stop. You turn adversity into a driving force that pushes you toward your dreams, no matter how difficult the path may be. Think about the most successful people you know, whether in business, sports, entertainment, or any other field. What sets them apart is not a life free of problems. It is not a journey without hardship. It is the way they use struggles as fuel. Every failure, every setback, every rejection is converted into energy, determination, and focus. They take the pain of yesterday and channel it into the power of today. That is why struggles, when approached correctly, are not obstacle. Fuel is something that powers a machine. Without it, nothing moves. Without it, nothing grows. In the same way, struggles can power your life if you choose to let them. Every challenge becomes a source of energy. Every setback becomes a lesson, and every failure becomes a stepping stone towards success. But this transformation does not happen automatically. It requires conscious effort, discipline, and the refusal to allow difficulties to define you. You must actively choose to turn your struggles into fuel. When you face struggles, it is important to examine them closely. Ask yourself what they are teaching you. Ask yourself how they can be used to propel you forward. Instead of focusing solely on the pain, look for the opportunity hidden within. Struggles often come with valuable lessons about patience, perseverance, and personal growth. They force you to think creatively, to problem solve, and to develop skills that you would not have cultivated otherwise. By viewing struggles in this way, you start to see them not as roadblocks, but as accelerators. Fuel is not just energy. It is energy directed with purpose. Turning your struggles into fuel requires intentionality. You cannot simply endure hardship and hope for growth. You must take the lessons learned, the strength gained, and the insights discovered and channel them toward your goals. Every challenge you face can increase your momentum if you use it correctly. Every obstacle can add to your determination if you refuse to be defeated. That is the power of transforming struggle into fuel. Sometimes the fuel created by struggle comes from anger. Well, anger at unfair circumstances, anger at people who doubted you, anger at failures and setbacks. If properly channeled, this anger can become an incredible source of energy. It can motivate you to work harder, push further, and strive for more. The key is to ensure that this anger is directed constructively, not destructively. When you use it to fuel your efforts, it becomes unstoppable momentum toward your goals. Other times, the fuel comes from hope and vision. Struggles often make us question whether we will ever reach our goals. But if you keep your vision clear and your purpose strong, the very hardships you face can strengthen your commitment. When you see your dream clearly and refuse to let setbacks distract you, struggles become a source of energy rather than discouragement. They push you to dig deeper, work harder, and pursue your goals with even greater intensity. The process of turning struggles into fuel is also about perspective. Life does not give us control over every circumstance, but it does give us control over how we respond. You can complain about the difficulties, focus on the unfairness, or blame others for your situation. Or you can decide to use what you are given to propel yourself forward. The choice of perspective is a choice of power. When you choose to see struggles as fuel, you reclaim control over your life, your energy, and your future. Struggles also teach resilience. Every time you face a challenge and continue moving forward, you reinforce your ability to endure future hardships. You build mental strength, emotional fortitude, and inner discipline. These qualities are not developed in times of comfort. They are forged in the fire of difficulty. By using struggles as fuel, you not only overcome the current obstacle, but also prepare yourself for every challenge that lies ahead. It is also important to understand that struggles are not always external. Sometimes the biggest challenges come from within. Self-doubt, fear, and uncertainty can feel like insurmountable obstacles. But even these internal struggles can be transformed into fuel. When you confront your fears, when you challenge your doubts, and when you push past your comfort zone, you create energy that can drive you towards success. Internal struggles are powerful catalysts for growth when you use them as fuel. Fuel is most effective when it is combined with action. Struggles provide the energy, but action converts that energy into results. You cannot simply feel motivated or inspired and expect your life to change. You must act. You must take consistent, disciplined steps toward your goal. Every time you use the lessons learned from struggle to guide your actions, you convert potential energy into real, tangible results. That is the secret to turning hardship into lasting success. The world is full of examples of people who use struggles as fuel. Athletes who faced injuries but trained harder than ever. Entrepreneurs who experienced repeated failures but persisted until they succeeded. Artists who faced rejection but continued to create until they were recognized. The common thread is not luck, talent, or circumstances. It is the ability to transform struggle into fuel for growth and achievement. One of the most powerful aspects of using struggles as fuel is that it builds momentum. Once you begin to see challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles, you gain a sense of unstoppable energy. Each hardship you overcome strengthens your confidence, increases your determination, and adds to your momentum. Momentum compounds over time. Struggles that once felt overwhelming eventually become stepping stones to higher levels of achievement. It is also important to recognize that not all struggles are equal. Some challenges may be small, while others may feel life-altering. But no matter the size of the struggle, the principle remains the same. You have the power to use it as fuel. Every experience, whether positive or negative, can contribute to your growth if you choose to approach it with the right mindset. Your ability to transform struggle into fuel is not dependent on the magnitude of the challenge, but on your response to it. Fuel created by struggle also builds character. It teaches patience, humility, and perseverance. It strengthens your ability to handle adversity and improves your capacity for empathy and understanding. People who have faced significant challenges often have a depth of character and wisdom that those who have lived comfortably cannot attain. The fire of struggle creates not only energy, but also personal development and inner strength. Struggles can also inspire others. When you turn your struggles into fuel and achieve your goals, your journey becomes a source of motivation for those around you. People see your resilience, your determination, and your ability to overcome adversity, and they're inspired to pursue their own dreams. Your struggles, when transformed into fuel, have the power to create a ripple effect of inspiration and impact. It is essential to remember that transforming struggles into fuel is not instantaneous. It requires reflection, learning, and intentional action. You must take the time to assess the challenges you face, extract the lessons they offer, and apply those lessons in a practical way. It requires discipline and a commitment to growth, but the payoff is worth it. The fuel you create from struggle becomes a renewable source of energy that powers your journey for years to come. Every time you face a setback, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger? How can this push me closer to my goals? By asking these questions, you shift your focus from pain to purpose. You turn adversity into energy. You convert frustration into determination. And in doing so, you build a mindset that is unstoppable. The process of turning struggles into fuel also reinforces the importance of resilience over resistance. Resisting hardship often leads to frustration, stress, and stagnation. But resilience transforms the same hardship into an opportunity for growth. By learning to bend without breaking, to adapt without surrendering, and to persist without losing hope, you harness the true power of struggle. Ultimately, using struggles as fuel is about perspective, choice, and action. It's about seeing obstacles not as dead ends, but as stepping stones. It is about understanding that every challenge carries within it the potential to drive you closer to your goals. And it's about taking deliberate, consistent action that transforms the energy of struggle into real progress and success. So the next time you face a challenge, remember that struggle is not your enemy, it's your fuel. Every hardship, every setback, every failure is an opportunity to gain energy, strength, and momentum. When you learn to convert adversity into fuel, you become unstoppable. Your struggles no longer define you. They empower you. And the fire of challenge, instead of breaking you, propels you toward your dreams. Use the fire of struggle as your driving force. Channel the energy it gives you into action, growth, and perseverance. Let your hardships inspire you, motivate you, and push you forward. Transform every obstacle into a stepping stone, every setback into a lesson, every failure into fuel. Because the moment you learn to use struggles as fuel, you will discover a power within yourself that nothing can ever take away, and your journey will reach heights you never thought possible. The fire of life has a way of showing who we truly are. When everything is easy, when the path is smooth, and when comfort surrounds us, it is simple to appear strong, confident, and capable. But true character is never revealed in comfort. It is revealed in struggle. It is revealed in the moments when life pushes back, when challenges rise, and when the heat of adversity tests every part of your being. The fire does not create weakness. It exposes it. And it also exposes the strength, courage, and determination that lie within. Every challenge you face, every obstacle you encounter, every moment of struggle has the potential to reveal your true character, but only if you choose to face it with courage. Many people go through life hiding behind masks of confidence and composure. They appear unshakable on the outside, but inside they are fragile and untested. They have never faced a fire that truly challenged their spirits. The fire is designed to remove those masks. It forces you to confront the reality of who you are, not who you pretend to be. In the heat of challenge, there's no hiding, pretending, no shortcuts. The fire exposes your discipline, your resilience, your courage, and your commitment. It is important to understand that life does not distribute challenges randomly. The fire comes to everyone, but it comes differently to each person. Some face financial hardships, others face emotional pain, some endure physical challenges, and others struggle with internal battles of fear and doubt. Regardless of the form it takes, the fire's purpose is the same: to reveal your character and test your readiness for greater things. You cannot skip the fire, and you cannot avoid the heat. It will find you, and when it does, you will be given a choice. Let it break you or let it refine you. The fire is relentless, and it is often uncomfortable. It pushes you beyond your limits. It tests your patience and your perseverance. It challenges your beliefs about yourself and your capabilities. In those moments, it is natural to feel doubt, fear, and uncertainty. But those feelings are not indicators that you should stop. They are indicators that growth is happening. They are indicators that the fire is doing its work. The fire reveals the hidden aspects of your character, the parts of you that only emerge when life is challenging. When you face the fire, the first thing it tests is your resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to keep moving forward when circumstances seem impossible, and to remain committed to your goals even when obstacles arise. The fire exposes whether your resilience is strong or weak. When challenges come, some people crumble, but others rise. Resilience is not something that can be learned in easy times. It is forged in the heat of adversity. Every fire you face builds resilience if you choose to endure it. The fire also tests your courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is action in the presence of fear. Every time you face a difficult situation, you have a choice. Retreat in fear or advance with courage. Most people retreat. They allow fear to control their decisions, and they never discover the power within them. But those who step into the fire, who face their challenges head on, develop a courage that becomes a permanent part of who they are. Courage grows through action, and the fire provides the perfect environment for that growth. Discipline is another element of character that the fire reveals. When life is easy, discipline is optional. You can coast through without much effort. But when the fire burns, discipline becomes essential. You are forced to stay committed to your goals, maintain focus, and resist distractions that can derail your progress. The fire tests whether your discipline is genuine or superficial. If you remain steadfast, even in the most challenging circumstances, your discipline is proven true. This is the kind of discipline that leads to extraordinary success because it does not falter under pressure. The fire also exposes your values and integrity. When challenges arise, you have an opportunity to make choices that define your character. Will you cut corners, take the easy way out, or compromise your principles to get by? Or will you hold firm, maintain your integrity, and face the challenge with honor? The fire has a way of making these choices unavoidable. It reveals whether your character is built on solid foundations or on convenience and comfort. Those who maintain their integrity through the fire demonstrate a level of character that cannot be shaken. Patience is another quality that the fire tests. Success and growth rarely happen overnight. The fire requires endurance, and endurance requires patience. You must understand that the process takes time and that the results are not immediate. It is easy to become frustrated and give up when progress feels slow. But the fire rewards those who are patient, those who continue to take consistent action even when the outcome is not yet visible. Patience allows you to remain steady, even when the heat of life feels intense. And the fire also teaches humility. When challenges overwhelm you, it reminds you that you are not in control of everything. You may have plans, goals, and vision, but the fire shows you that life can test you in unexpected ways. Humility does not mean weakness. It means recognizing that growth and learning are ongoing processes. It means understanding that the fire is not personal. It is a universal part of life that shapes everyone who encounters it. Those who emerge from the fire with humility possess a strength that is respected and admired. Another critical element revealed by the fire is determination. Determination is the refusal to quit, the commitment to push forward no matter the obstacles, and the belief that your goals are worth every sacrifice. The fire challenges your determination by presenting obstacles that seem insurmountable. Some people give up, but those who remain determined discover that the fire cannot stop them. Determination fuels action, and action turns challenges into victories. The fire also exposes creativity and problem-solving ability. When challenges arise, conventional approaches may no longer work. You are forced to think differently, to adapt, and to find new ways to overcome obstacles. The fire pushes you to innovate, to explore solutions you may never have considered in easier times. Creativity emerges from pressure, and the fire provides the perfect environment for innovative thinking. Those who embrace the fire as an opportunity to problem solve develop skills that serve them in every area of life. Self-awareness is another outcome of facing the fire. When life challenges you, it forces reflection. You are confronted with your strengths, weaknesses, habits, and patterns. The fire creates an opportunity for deep self-assessment. You learn more about yourself in periods of struggle than in times of comfort. By understanding yourself better, you can make intentional changes, improve your responses, and grow into the person you were always meant to be. Finally, the fire reveals purpose. Struggles can make life feel chaotic and confusing, but they also illuminate the path ahead. When you face challenges, you often discover what truly matters to you. You identify your priorities, passions, and goals more clearly. The fire has a way of stripping away distractions and forcing you to focus on what is essential. Purpose emerges from the flames because it is tested, refined, and strengthened through adversity. The most important truth about the fire is that it is not permanent, but its lessons are. Every challenge you face has a limited duration, but the character it develops lasts a lifetime. Strength, courage, discipline, integrity, patience, humility, determination, creativity, self-awareness, and purpose. These qualities are forged in the fire and remain with you long after the flames have subsided. The fire may be temporary, but the transformation it produces is permanent. When you embrace the fire, instead of fearing, you unlock your potential. You discover a power within yourself that cannot be accessed in comfort. The fire becomes not a threat, but an opportunity. It is the tool that shapes your character, refines your abilities, and prepares you for the greater challenges and successes that lie ahead. Those who face the fire with courage and perseverance gain an advantage that others who avoid struggle will never know. To face the fire effectively, you must develop a mindset that sees challenges as opportunities. You must understand that life will not always be easy, and that difficulty is not a punishment but a part of the process. You must train yourself to respond to adversity with resilience, courage, discipline, and determination. You must commit to maintaining integrity, patience, humility, creativity, self-awareness, and purpose in the face of every challenge. This mindset allows you to use the fire not as an obstacle, but as a catalyst for growth. It is also essential to understand that the fire does not discriminate. Everyone faces challenges at some point in life. The difference lies in how people respond. Some see the fire and are consumed by it. Others see the fire and allow it to refine them. The fire reveals true character, and character determines destiny. Those who respond to the fire with courage, resilience, and determination set themselves apart. They develop a strength that cannot be shaken, a confidence that cannot be broken, and a purpose that cannot be deterred. The fire also strengthens relationships and community. When you face challenges alongside others, the fire tests the bonds between people. True connections are revealed through adversity. Those who stand by you in difficult times, who support you, and who share the struggle become invaluable allies. Likewise, your response to the fire can inspire and uplift others. By facing challenges with courage and integrity, you become a source of strength and inspiration for those around you. Ultimately, the fire is a teacher. It teaches lessons that cannot be learned in comfort. It exposes your weaknesses so you can strengthen them. It challenges your limits so you can expand them. Confront your fears so you can overcome them. It strips away superficiality so your true character can shine. And it illuminates your purpose so that you can pursue it with clarity and determination. Every person who achieves greatness has faced fire. Every leader, every champion, every innovator, every visionary has walked through challenges that test their character. What sets them apart is not the absence of fire, but their ability to embrace it, endure it, and learn from it. They understand that the fire is not a punishment, it is an opportunity. They understand that the fire is not an enemy, it is a teacher. And they understand that their character refined in the fire is their greatest asset. So when life places you in the fire, do not shrink back. Do not try to avoid it, and do not complain about the heat. Stand firm. Face it with courage. Allow it to reveal your true character. Let it strengthen your resilience, sharpen your discipline, fortify your integrity, expand your patience, deepen your humility, ignite your determination, unleash your creativity, enhance your self-awareness, and clarify your purpose. The fire is not there to destroy you. It is there to reveal you. And when you emerge from the fire, you will be different, stronger, wiser, more capable, more confident, more prepared. The fire will have done its work, and your character will shine in a way that cannot be hid. The fire will have shown you what you are truly made of, and nothing will ever be able to shake the strength that is created within you. The fire reveals your true character, and that character will guide you to the life you were always meant to live. The path to greatness is never smooth. Every person who has ever achieved something meaningful has faced obstacles, hardships, and setbacks. The journey is never free of difficulty, and anyone who tells you otherwise is not telling the truth. Life has a way of testing the limits of our determination, pushing us beyond what we thought was possible, and placing obstacles in our path to see how badly we want our dreams. Struggle is not a punishment. It is a test, a challenge, and an opportunity. Every difficulty you face carries within it the potential to teach you, strengthen you, and prepare you for a future that is far greater than the present. The truth is, no one can achieve greatness without facing challenges. If life were easy, everyone would reach their full potential effortlessly. But it is precisely because life is difficult that achievement has value. Struggles separate those who are committed to their purpose from those who are content with mediocrity. They reveal who is willing to push beyond comfort and who is willing to quit at the first sign of resistance. The challenges you encounter are not obstacles meant to stop you. They are gateways meant to strengthen you. The first lesson of struggle is that it teaches perseverance. Perseverance is the ability to continue moving forward even when circumstances are against you. It is the refusal to quit, the refusal to surrender, and the refusal to allow setbacks to dictate your future. Life will test your perseverance constantly. You will face moments where the easiest choice seems to be given up. You will encounter obstacles that seem impossible to overcome. But it is in these moments that perseverance matters most. Every time you refuse to quit, you strengthen the muscles of endurance that will carry you through every future challenge. Perseverance is built incrementally. Every small step forward, every act of persistence adds to your strength. Even when progress seems invisible, the effort you put forth compounds over time. The person who continues to work, continue to learn, continue to fight, builds resilience that no external force can take away. Struggle teaches you that success is not about speed. It is about consistency. It is about showing up when it is hard, when it hurts, when no one is watching, and when the world seems against you. The second lesson of struggle is that it develops character. Character is revealed in adversity. It is easy to appear brave, strong, or capable when life is simple. It is much more difficult to maintain integrity, courage, and discipline when faced with hardship. Struggles force you to confront who you truly are. They test your patience, your honesty, your responsibility, and your commitment to your values. The choices you make during difficult times define your character far more than any words or promises. Struggle also develops resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from failure, recover from setbacks, and remain committed to your path despite difficulty. Life will knock you down. It is inevitable. But resilience determines how quickly and how effectively you rise again. Every obstacle you overcome strengthens your ability to handle the next challenge. Struggle builds resilience like nothing else can. It trains your mind, body, and spirit to withstand pressure and emerge stronger than before. Another essential lesson of struggle is that it forces growth. Growth does not happen in comfort zones. Comfort zones are safe, predictable, and unchallenging. But nothing extraordinary is ever achieved within them. The fire of struggle pushes you out of complacency, demands adaptation, and compels you to develop skills, abilities, and mental strength you never knew you had. The more difficult the struggle, the greater the growth. This is why the most successful individuals often have the most intense stories of hardship behind them. The fire forges their capabilities. Struggle teaches discipline. When life becomes difficult, distractions abound. It is easy to lose focus, give in to fear, or abandon goals. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward when external circumstances and internal doubts try to pull you back. Discipline ensures that your actions remain aligned with your purpose, even when the journey is uncomfortable. It's during the toughest times that discipline becomes the most critical factor, separating those who succeed from those who fail. Struggle also teaches humility. When we are faced with challenges, we realize that we are not in complete control. We are reminded of our limitations, our imperfections, and the need to learn, adapt, and grow. Humility is not weakness, it is awareness. It is the understanding that life is bigger than us and that every challenge is an opportunity to improve, learn, and prepare for the next stage. Struggle teaches us to respect the process, value patience, and honor the lessons that hardship brings. Fear is a companion to struggle, and the way we respond to fear defines our outcomes. Every time you face a difficult situation, fear will whisper doubts, point out risks, and tempt you to retreat. Once a minute. Struggle is unavoidable, but fear is optional. You can allow it to control your actions, or you can confront it and continue forward. Courage is the choice to act in spite of fear, and struggle provides the perfect environment for courage to grow. Each challenge you overcome reinforces your ability to face fear with confidence. Struggle also teaches problem solving. Difficult situations require creativity, critical thinking, and adaptability. Life does not hand solutions to anyone. It demands them. When faced with obstacles, you are forced to think strategically, assess options, and find ways to move forward. The mental strength you develop through struggle equips you for future challenges that require ingenuity and decisiveness. Every problem you overcome increases your capacity for innovative thinking. Failure is part of every struggle. No one avoids failure entirely, but failure is not the end. It is a teacher. Struggle teaches you to embrace failure, learn from it, and use it as a stepping stone. Every setback carries a lesson. Every mistake provides information. The person who understands this uses struggle as a source of insight and improvement, rather than allowing it to demoralize. Then failure, when approached with the right mindset, becomes fuel for future success. Another important lesson of struggle is patience. Growth and success are rarely immediate. Struggle requires us to develop patience, to continue working steadily, and to trust the process even when the results are not yet visible. Impatience leads to frustration, rash decisions, and abandonment of goals. Patience allows you to endure, learn, and grow consistently, knowing that the fire is shaping you for something greater. Struggle also builds empathy. When you face hardship, you develop a deeper understanding of what others go through. It teaches you to appreciate the challenges others face, to act with compassion, and to use your experiences to support and uplift those around you. Empathy is a quality that strengthens relationship, leadership, and influence. Those who have faced the fire themselves are often better equipped to help others navigate their own struggles. One of the most powerful aspects of struggle is that it reveals purpose. When life tests you, it forces reflection. You confront what matters most, what you are willing to fight for, and what you truly desire. The fire strips away distractions and exposes the core of your values and goals. Purpose emerges clearly from adversity because struggle forces focus. Your mission, your vision, and your goals become sharper, and you are better able to dedicate energy and effort toward achieving them. The lessons of struggle compound over time. Each challenge you overcome adds to your strength, your knowledge, and your resilience. It prepares you for bigger challenges ahead. Life is a series of fires, each building on the last. Those who learn to navigate one challenge develop the tools, mindset, and confidence to face the next. Struggle, therefore, is not random. It is part of a larger process of growth and transformation that prepares you for your ultimate potential. Accountability is another aspect revealed through struggle. When you face challenges, you realize the importance of taking responsibility for your actions, decisions, and responses. The fire leaves no room for excuses. It forces you to confront the reality of your situation, evaluate your choices, and determine the steps necessary to move forward. Accountability strengthens your character and ensures that your growth is intentional rather than accidental. Struggle also strengthens determination. Determination is the refusal to quit, the commitment to continue forward despite obstacles, and the belief that your goals are worth enduring hardship for. Every time you choose to persist in the face of difficulty, your determination grows. It becomes ingrained in your character, forming the foundation for long-term success and achievement. Support systems are tested in times of struggle. The fire reveals who is truly aligned with your growth and who is not. It teaches you to value those who stand with you, encourage you, and offer guidance. Struggle provides opportunities for you to be a source of support for others, reinforcing the reciprocal nature of resilience and community. Relationships strengthened in adversity often become the most enduring and meaningful. The fire also teaches adaptability. Life is unpredictable, and challenges rarely come in ways we expect. Struggle forces flexibility, forcing you to adjust plans, rethink strategies, and remain agile in your approach. Adaptability is essential for long-term success because it allows you to thrive even when circumstances are not ideal. Those who embrace the fire as a teacher rather than a threat, the ability to respond to change with confidence and skill. Ultimately, struggle is the crucible of transformation. It reveals strength, develops character, builds resilience, teaches discipline, humility, patience, empathy, and courage. It clarifies purpose, sharpens determination, and prepares you for higher levels of achievement. The challenges you face are not barriers to your success. They are instruments of it. The fire is unavoidable, but how you respond defines your destiny. Those who learn to face struggle head on emerge stronger, wiser, and more capable than those who avoid it. They discover a power within themselves that comfort could never reveal. They gain clarity about their goals, confidence in their abilities, and have some unshakable determination to succeed. Struggle, when approached correctly, becomes fuel for greatness. So when life places obstacles in your path, when adversity tests your patience, when challenges threaten to overwhelm you, remember this: struggle is not the enemy. It's the teacher, the catalyst, and the fire that reveals your true potential. Embrace, learn from it, and allow it to strengthen your character. Every challenge you overcome is another step toward becoming the person you were always meant to be and the life you were always meant to live. High life is not designed to be easy. Every person who has achieved something extraordinary has faced obstacles, setbacks, and hardships. The difference between those who succeed and those who give up is not the absence of challenges, but the ability to endure, adapt, and grow through them. Struggles are an inevitable part of the human experience, and they serve a higher purpose. They shape your character, reveal your strengths, and prepare you for the life you are meant to live. To truly succeed, you must understand that obstacles are not meant to stop you. They are meant to teach you, refine you, and push you toward greatness. One of the most important lessons of struggle is that it teaches persistence. Life will challenge you repeatedly, often in ways that feel unfair or overwhelming. You may encounter financial difficulty, health issues, broken relationships, or repeated failures. Each of these challenges presents a choice: to surrender and quit, or to persist and grow. Persistence is the decision to keep moving forward, even when the odds are against you. It is the refusal to allow temporary setbacks to dictate the course of your life. Those who persist develop an inner strength that cannot be taken away by external circumstances. Persistence is not developed in easy times. It is forged in the fire of adversity. When life pushes you to your limits, you are forced to find reserves of energy, determination, and courage you may not have known exist. Every time you refuse to quit, every time you take another step forward, despite fear, doubt, or fatigue, you build a foundation for future success. The habit of persistence compounds over time. Small, consistent actions in the face of adversity eventually lead to monumental achievements. Another critical lesson of struggle is that it teaches resilience. Resilience is the ability to recover from setbacks, adapt to change, and continue pursuing your goals despite difficulties. Life will knock you down, this is guaranteed. But resilience determines how quickly and effectively you get back up. Every hardship you endure and overcome strengthens your capacity for resilience. Over time, you become less shaken by adversity because you understand that obstacles are temporary and that you have the power to rise again. Resilience is not simply enduring life. It is learning, growing, and using each setback as a stepping stone to greater heights. Struggle also teaches courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is action in the presence of fear. Every time you face a challenge, fear will arise. It will try to convince you to retreat, to play it safe, or to settle for less than your potential. Courage is the decision to move forward anyway. The more you exercise courage, the stronger it becomes. Life will continue to present challenges, and each act of courage in response to struggle strengthens your ability to confront future adversity with confidence. Courage is cultivated through experience, through trial, and through the repeated choice to stand tall in the face of difficulty. Discipline is another trait honed through struggle. Life's challenges often push you to the brink of exhaustion, testing your commitment to your goals. Discipline is the ability to maintain focus, prioritize action, and remain consistent even when circumstances are difficult. When everything feels chaotic or discouraging, discipline ensures that your efforts are aligned with your purpose. Without discipline, struggles can easily become distractions or excuses. With discipline, struggles become catalysts for growth, teaching you to persevere with intentionality and focus. Struggle also builds patience. Success is rarely immediate, and personal growth does not happen overnight. Struggle forces you to understand that progress takes time. Impatience often leads to frustration, poor decisions, and abandoning goals prematurely. Patience allows you to endure hardship without losing sight of your long-term objectives. It teaches you that setbacks are temporary and that consistent effort, even in the face of difficulty, will eventually yield results. The fire of struggle trains you to wait with purpose, to act steadily, and to trust the process even when outcomes are not immediately visible. Humility is another lesson embedded in struggle. When life challenges you, it reminds you that you are not in complete control. You may have plans, ambitions, and visions, but struggle demonstrates that life has its own rhythm and timing. Humility does not mean weakness. It means recognizing that growth is a continuous process and that learning often comes through hardship. Those who embrace struggle with humility are better able to absorb lessons, adapt to circumstances, and emerge stronger. Humility allows you to listen, reflect, and approach challenges with clarity rather than arrogance or frustration. Struggle cultivates empathy. Experiencing hardship gives you a deeper understanding of what others endure. It allows you to connect with people on a more authentic level, to offer support and encouragement, and to act with compassion. People who have faced adversity themselves are often better equipped to guide, mentor, and inspire others. Empathy built through struggle strengthens relationship, leadership abilities, and social connections. It reminds you that everyone is fighting their own battles, and it encourages a mindset of generosity and understanding. Struggle also develops creativity and problem-solving skills. Challenges rarely present solutions on a silver platter. When conventional approaches fail, you are forced to think differently, innovate, and explore new possibilities. Difficult situations stretch your mind, forcing you to identify solutions that may not have been apparent before. Every problem you solve strengthens your ability to handle future obstacles with ingenuity and resourcefulness. Creativity emerges naturally when you refuse to be limited by circumstances and are willing to explore new pathways through adversity. Self-awareness is another gift of struggle. Difficulties force you to reflect on your actions, beliefs, and choices. They reveal your strengths, weaknesses, and patterns that may have gone unnoticed in times of comfort. Through struggle, you learn about your capacity for patience, resilience, discipline, and courage. You discover your priorities, what motivates you, and what truly matters in life. Self-awareness cultivated through adversity provides clarity, guiding your actions with intention and precision as you navigate the journey toward your goals. Struggle is also a teacher of values and integrity. When faced with challenges, you are often presented with choices that test your principles. Will you compromise, take shortcuts, or abandon your standards to achieve temporary relief? Or will you remain committed to your ethics, face difficulties honorably, and hold true to your conviction? The fire of struggle exposes these choices and reinforces the importance of aligning actions with values. Integrity maintained during adversity is a mark of true character. Determination is strengthened through struggle. Determination is the unwavering commitment to pursue your goals, regardless of obstacles. Every hardship you face tests your determination. Those who persist, adapt, and overcome difficulties develop an unshakable resolve. Determination becomes a habit, a mindset, and a driving force that enables you to push beyond limits and achieve extraordinary outcomes. The challenges you encounter serve as fuel, building the inner fortitude necessary for long-term success. Struggle also clarifies purpose. When life is comfortable, it is easy to become distracted or complacent. Hardship strips away the non-essential, forcing you to confront what truly matters. Struggle demands focus, reflection, and intentional action. It highlights your goals, reveals your priorities, and brings clarity to your mission. Purpose emerges more vividly in the face of adversity because it is tested, refined, and proven. Struggle shows you why your dreams are worth fighting for, providing the motivation to continue despite the pain. Mentorship and support are revealed during times of struggle. Challenges highlight who stands by you, who encourages you, and who contributes positively to your growth. At the same time, your response to struggle can inspire and uplift others. By demonstrating perseverance, courage, and integrity, you become a model for those around you. Struggle strengthens not only your individual character, but also your capacity to lead, support, and impact the lives of others positively. Adaptability is another essential skill refined through struggle. Life is unpredictable, and circumstances rarely unfold exactly as planned. Adversity forces flexibility, creativity, and strategic thinking. Those who can adapt without losing focus, who adjust their approach without abandoning their purpose, thrive even when conditions are difficult. Struggle teaches that rigidity leads to frustration and stagnation, while adaptability allows for growth, innovation, and continued progress. One of the most significant aspects of struggle is that it builds momentum. Each obstacle you overcome reinforces your confidence, enhances your skills, and strengthens your resolve. Challenges that once seemed overwhelming eventually become stepping stones, preparing you for even greater achievement. Momentum gained through struggle compounds over time, creating a trajectory of growth and accomplishment that accelerates as you persist. Struggle also emphasizes the importance of mindset. Your perspective determines how you interpret and respond to challenges. Viewing hardship as punishment or misfortune creates discouragement and stagnation. Viewing it as an opportunity for growth transforms obstacles into fuel for progress. A mindset that embraces struggle as a teacher allows you to extract lessons, strengthen character, and maintain focus on long-term objectives. Failure, an inevitable companion of struggle, is a critical teacher. Every setback provides information, insight, and feedback. Failure becomes a tool for refining strategies, strengthening discipline, and improving performance. Those who fear failure are limited in growth. Those who learn from it convert mistakes into stepping stones. Struggle teaches that failure is not the opposite of success, but an integral part of the process toward it. Struggle is the crucible in which greatness is forged. It develops persistence, resilience, courage, discipline, patience, humility, empathy, creativity, self-awareness, integrity, determination, purpose, adaptability. It teaches lessons that comfort cannot, providing experiences that refine character and prepare you for higher levels of achievement. Struggle is not an enemy to be avoided. It is a powerful tool for transformation. Every individual who has achieved remarkable success has faced challenges that tested them. They discovered strengths they never knew existed, developed skills essential for growth, and cultivated the mindset necessary to achieve extraordinary goals. The difference lies in their response. They embrace struggle as a teacher rather than fearing as a barrier. They allow hardship to fuel their ambition, sharpen their abilities, and solidify their purpose. When you encounter difficulties, remember this: the fire of struggle is shaping you. It is preparing you for success, refining your character, and revealing your potential. Stand firm, act with courage, and remain disciplined. Learn from failures, adapt to circumstances, and continue moving forward with determination. Every struggle you face is an opportunity to grow, to strengthen, and to move closer to your dream. Embrace struggle, and you will discover power within yourself that comfort could never reveal. It will teach you lessons that no classroom or textbook can provide. It will shape your character, expand your capabilities, and prepare you to achieve a life of purpose and fulfillment. The fire may be intense, but those who endure it emerge stronger, wiser, and unstoppable. Struggle is not a roadblock. It is the foundation of greatness. Life will never give you what you want on a silver platter. The world is not obligated to hand out opportunities, and success is never guaranteed. Every person who has achieved greatness has had to fight for it, claw their way through adversity, and refuse to quit even when the odds were stacked against them. The journey toward your goals is never easy, and anyone who promises you a shortcut is misleading you. Struggle, challenge, and resistance are inevitable. They are not there to punish you. They are there to prepare you. They are the fire that forges strength, the pressure that develops resilience, and the testing ground that reveals your true character. One of the most important lessons about adversity is that it builds self-reliance. When life becomes difficult, you quickly learn that no one can fight your battles for you. Support can guide you, advice can help you, and encouragement can uplift you. But ultimately, the responsibility rests on your shoulders. The world is not responsible for your success. you are. This realization is empowering because it forces you to take ownership of your life, to stop making excuses, and to take action regardless of circumstances. Self-reliance grows when you confront problems head-on, when you make decisions independently, and when you refuse to wait for external validation before moving forward. Adversity also develops focus. Life is full of distractions, enticing shortcuts, temptations, and diversions that can pull you away from your goals. When challenges arise, they force you to zero in on what truly matters. You are forced to eliminate unnecessary distraction, to prioritize actions, and to direct all your energy toward solutions. Focus is a skill that is cultivated in the heat of difficulty. The more obstacles you face and the more you are forced to concentrate, the sharper your focus becomes. Those who master focus are capable of extraordinary achievements because they are undistracted by trivial concerns and unwavering in their pursuit of purpose. Discipline is another trait strengthened by adversity. Discipline is the ability to maintain your course, adhere to routines, and take consistent action despite discomfort, discouragement, or fatigue. Life will tempt you to quit, to procrastinate, or to settle for less than your potential. Adversity tests whether your discipline is superficial or deeply ingrained. True discipline persists even when motivation is low, when the path is challenging, and when results are not immediately visible. Adversity trains you to act not on emotion or convenience, but on commitment and responsibility. Adversity also sharpens decision-making. When you face challenges, you are often required to make difficult choices under pressure. The easy path may seem tempting, but it often leads to mediocrity. The path of integrity, persistence, and hard work is rarely easy, but it leads to growth and success. Each decision you make in the face of adversity builds confidence in your judgment, refines your instincts, and strengthens your ability to navigate complex situations. The ability to make tough decisions under pressure is one of the most valuable skills for success. And adversity is the training ground where this skill is developed. Courage is another quality forged in adversity. Courage is not the absence of fear, it's the willingness to act despite fear. Challenges test your bravery repeatedly. Each time you step forward in spite of doubt, uncertainty, or risk, you reinforce your courage. Courage grows with experience, and the more adversity you face, the more confident you become in confronting future challenges. Those who avoid difficulty never develop the same depth of courage because they never face situations that demand it. Adversity is the proving ground for bravery. Persistence also honed through adversity. The difference between success and failure is often not talent, intelligence, or resources, but the refusal to quit. Adversity will push you to the brink of giving up, but those who persist through discomfort, rejection, and setbacks cultivate a tenacity that cannot be broken. Persistence is not about occasional effort. It is about daily commitment, repeated action, and relentless pursuit of your goals, even when progress seems invisible. The fires of adversity ensure that persistence becomes a permanent part of your character. Self-awareness is a hidden benefit of adversity. Difficult times force reflection and introspection. You are confronted with your limitations, your fears, and your areas that need improvement. You also discover hidden strengths you may not have recognized in times of comfort. Adversity creates the space for honest self-assessment, which is critical for growth. Understanding your strengths and weaknesses allows you to make intentional changes, build new skills, and become more capable navigating future challenges. Adversity also strengthens emotional intelligence. Facing hardship teaches you to manage your emotion, remain calm under pressure, and respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Emotional intelligence is essential for relationships, leadership, and decision-making. When life pushes you to your limits, you learn to control anger, fear, frustration, and impatience, transforming challenges into opportunities for personal growth. Those who master their emotions under pressure are able to maintain clarity, make better decisions, and inspire confidence in others. Adaptability is another quality cultivated through adversity. Life rarely unfolds exactly as planned. Challenges demand flexibility and ability to pivot when circumstances change. Adversity forces you to consider alternative strategies, experiment with new approaches, and embrace uncertainty with confidence. Those who learn to adapt, without compromising their values or goals, are better equipped to succeed in an unpredictable world. Adaptability is a skill that cannot be taught in comfort. It is learned through real-world challenges. Adversity also teaches the value of preparation. When challenges arise, it becomes evident who has prepared and who has not. Preparation includes not only knowledge and skills, but also mindset and emotional readiness. Adversity exposes gaps and motivates you to strengthen areas of weakness. Those who consistently prepare for challenges are able to respond more effectively, while those who neglect preparation struggle to navigate even minor obstacles. Every experience of difficulty reinforces the importance of readiness and foresight. Empathy is strengthened by adversity as well. Experiencing personal struggles makes you more sensitive to the hardships of others. You become better at understanding, supporting, and connecting with people because you recognize the battles they face. Empathy builds meaningful relationships, fosters collaboration, and enhances leadership. Those who have faced challenges themselves are often the most compassionate and effective in guiding and inspiring others. Adversity also teaches patience. Many people abandon their goals because they expect immediate results. Adversity demonstrates that worthwhile achievements require time, effort, and perseverance. Patience, the ability to endure setbacks, delay gratification, and trust the process of growth. When you cultivate patience through difficult experiences, you are able to maintain focus and continue working steadily, even when progress is slow or outcomes are uncertain. Integrity is reinforced by adversity. Hard times often present temptations to compromise values, take shortcuts, or act dishonorably. Your response to these situations defines your character. Upholding integrity under pressure demonstrates true strength, while succumbing to shortcuts may provide temporary relief, but weakens your long-term potential. Adversity tests your commitment to principles and builds a reputation for honesty and trustworthiness that cannot be shaken. Resilience, courage, adaptability, and discipline converge in adversity to form a foundation for sustained success. Each challenge you face is an opportunity to strengthen these qualities. Over time, repeated exposure to difficulties builds a mental, emotional, and spiritual toughness that enables you to confront ever larger obstacles. The person who thrives in adversity is the person who emerges from each struggle stronger, wiser, and more capable than before. Adversity also forces clarity of purpose. When life becomes difficult, it strips away distractions and superficial concerns. You are confronted with what truly matters, your goals, values, and priorities. Clarity emerges because challenges demand focus, commitment, and intentional action. Purpose becomes sharper, and your motivation intensifies because you understand that achieving your objectives requires effort, sacrifice, and persistence. Adversity clarifies what is worth fighting for and why you must continue, no matter the obstacles. Support systems are highlighted in adversity. Challenges reveal who truly stands with you and who merely observes from a distance. At the same time, your actions during tough times inspire and influence those around you. Facing adversity with courage, determination, and integrity not only strengthens your character, but also encourages others to rise above their own challenges. Leadership, influence, and inspiration are often cultivated in the crucible of shared struggle. Adversity is a teacher of timing and strategy. When life presents obstacles, it forces you to think critically about your approach, to plan carefully, and to act at the right moment. Rushing or reacting impulsively often leads to failure, while strategic thinking increases the likelihood of success. Over time, experience with adversity enhances your ability to anticipate challenges, make informed decisions, and act decisively. Finally, adversity transforms perspective. When you endure hardship and overcome challenges, you develop a deeper appreciation for success, a greater empathy for others, and a more resilient mindset. You recognize that setbacks are temporary, obstacles are surmountable, and your capacity for growth is limitless. Adversity teaches gratitude, patience, courage, and self-belief. It reshapes your mindset from fear of failure to confidence in your ability to overcome any circumstance. Every struggle, setback, and challenge carries lessons that cannot be learned in comfort. Adversity develops self-reliance, focus, discipline, courage, persistence, self-awareness, emotional intelligence, adaptability, preparation. empathy, patience, integrity, resilience, and clarity of purpose. It molds character, strengthens resolve, and prepares you for higher levels of achievement. Those who embrace adversity do not merely survive, they thrive. When life places challenges before you, remember that adversity is not your enemy. It is the mechanism through which your potential is unlocked. Stand firm, act with courage, maintain discipline, remain patient, uphold integrity, adapt to circumstances, and persist with determination. Let every obstacle refine your abilities, expand your understanding, and clarify your purpose. Adversity, when approached correctly, becomes the fire that forges greatness. Those who succeed in life are not the ones who avoided difficulty. They are the ones who face adversity head-on and learned from it and grew stronger as a result. Every challenge you overcome equips you with tools, skills, and confidence for future battles. The lessons of adversity compound over time, creating momentum toward extraordinary achievement. Life will test you, but if you embrace those tests, you will emerge stronger, wiser, and unstoppable. Adversity is inevitable, but your response is your choice. Rise to every challenge, learn from every setback, and allow every struggle to strengthen your character. The fire of hardship will not destroy you if you refuse to be broken. Instead, it will prepare you for the life you were meant to lead. Adversity is not a barrier to success. It is the foundation of it. Face it, endure it, and use it as a catalyst for your ultimate growth and achievement.